welcome to another episode of Glitter and Garbage. I'm Justine Marino.
Hi, I'm Daniel.
Oh, and I'm so excited. I feel like we should have watched this one together, to be honest.
I didn't realize that it was an epic one until I didn't get it. We should have organized.
I'll look ahead next time and I'll just mark the ones that we need to watch together.
Yeah, we need to get on the same cycle.
Yes, this one, it was good.
This is the actual first episode.
I agree. This is the episode where they're like, let's just be a melodramatic like teen.
Cut the comedy.
Soap. Exactly.
Yes,
cut the comedy. No more Scott faces, please.
No, oh my God, but he doesn't.
He does.
He does. In this one too, right? He's in this one. Yeah, it's all that.
Yes, no, it is. That's the craziest face, and it looks exactly
like
him. No,
it's
so spot on.
It's post-stroke. It's that like I've lost the right side of my face.
Okay, so you guys, this is episode 10, entitled "Isn't It Romantic?" And guess who's becoming a couple this week? It is Dylan and Brenda. We are finally. They set this up like 3-4 episodes ago.
But they really do just tease it. They really teased it.
Yeah, they
teased it. And then this one they go in like hard.
But I was thinking about it. That's kind of how it is in real life. Like you're kind of like you like someone. Like with Mitch, I spotted him. I was hooking up with his other friend in Denver, and I spotted him and was like, "Oh, that guy could be cute." And then it was like a slow.
That's potential.
Yeah, I was like, that's good, but I'm already going home with this guy.
But if I wasn't,
exactly.
I know. Don't worry. Yeah, exactly. That happens. Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, I thought that was gonna be something, but maybe it isn't.
Well, also at that altitude.
Oh yes, at that altitude.
Yeah. Who knows what any of us were thinking? I've made some serious weird decisions in Denver.
Well, because also if you drink, you're fucked up
it's
after
over
like
with.
a drink.
But yeah, I totally. It's like and all of a sudden it just comes into into vision.
And we're coming into vision. Oh, I want to rate it already. 10 out of 10. Okay, sorry. Okay, guys, let's get into it. So we start off, and the music is so upbeat. Brenda is practically skipping back through the lawns with a bag of videos because she's babysitting tonight, and she went to multiple video stores to find Dirty Dancing. She is so me. It's insane.
Did she have her bangs are pulled back?
No, she had her bangs down.
Okay.
But there's a headband in. I think I have a picture. Aaron, if you can find it. If not, no worries.
Yeah.
But she had a green headband that matched her green t-shirt.
Yeah, very green, evergreen.
So green because she's got those beautiful blue-green eyes.
They're really playing up the innocence.
No, they are. She's like, I'm just sweet. Like her t-shirt is like not fitted. It's
become a little baggy.
Tucked into her jean shorts.
She looks like a babysitter.
She does. They're like babysitter.
And not like you porn babysitter.
No, like
she looks like
traditional
Babysitter's Club.
Babysitter's Club.
Yes.
Marianne and Claudia are around. Yes.
There. See? There it is. Okay.
She's got. So maybe it's a white headband. But still very good. Cute. Bangs are looking great.
And like no makeup.
Yeah, no.
They really like.
She's sweet and innocent.
Because was she on Little House on the Prairie?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. She looks like it there.
And in Heathers, which we talked about.
Yeah, well, girls just want to have fun.
So good.
Baby face. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, so she's talking to Brandon. Brandon's fixing his car. He's very dirty.
Yes.
He's like covered in shit.
He's grime. And
she's chatting about tonight and Dirty Dancing. And who comes sliding out under the car? Dylan McKay, baby.
What do you call that you roll out on?
See, they're there. Look how dirty. It's like he's got like shit on his chin. Like he's rugged though. He looks like he's filled out a little bit since the basketball
noticed as
episode.
well. Yes, I noticed.
I feel like he saw himself on camera. And
he saw the dailies and was like, I can't do this.
Exactly.
So the other, also. There are a lot of dynamics in this episode, which is why I loved it so much.
I love it.
It's
so good.
They start right here.
Yes.
Because first of all, how gay is it that Bran and Dill are working on the car Mondale together?
Yes, they are.
Right?
Oh, God. Look at Dylan.
That take.
Woo!
This take.
Pitter patter.
I died when this happened.
It is so. Oh, I mean, look, that is just like the epitome of like teen romance.
It's it is the James Dean. It is the white shirt.
Yeah.
Also, who did like vehicular porn? It's so sexy.
Oh, it is sexy. Like two guys, two best friends working on a car.
So he slides out on the thing.
Yeah, he slides out.
And he has like pliers or some shit.
Yeah, he does.
On his chest.
He's just charming as fuck.
It looks like, I mean, it's so staged, every ounce of it. But he literally puts his hands behind his head, right?
Oh, it's so hot.
And just does it up and down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant entrance.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, I didn't see you there.
It's almost like that's the first time we've met him.
It is. And because she goes, I didn't see you there. And he goes, I saw you. Oh, you guys, the way I was full blown, just like, like it was happening to me.
It made your bangs hard?
It made my bangs so fucking hard. Like full on something about Mary bangs. Stiff bangs. So then we find out Brenda's babysitting gig got canceled. Oh, no.
Wait, first of all.
Yes, tell me.
The phone rings.
Yes.
And Carol Potter goes, Brenda, it's for you. And Brenda says, hold on. It's probably a very important political call.
Yeah, I think they're like trying to make her seem like, oh, she's sarcastic and
What
cool.
is a political call? Have you ever taken or received a political call? No. I've never heard it ever on the face of the planet. But is she trying to say? I just loved it.
I think she's trying to sound like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I think they were trying to make a joke, and it didn't quite land.
Okay, maybe I'm just overthinking it.
I don't think it landed. I don't think you're overthinking it. I think the joke didn't land.
But then I love it because she's like, Mr. So-and-so was barfing, so you don't have to babysit anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But the mom had a cordless phone.
Oh.
My heart wept.
Yeah.
Yeah, my heart really
so
wept.
So good.
But yeah, the babysitting's getting off, so now she's free to do her own dirty dancing.
So now she's free. She's like, what am I going to do tonight? Okay,
so... Oh, my plans got poxed.
My plans got poxed. I love that. But first, before we get to her new plan, Jim is so jealous of Dylan's Porsche.
Yeah.
He is like, oh, did you buy that with your allowance money? And he's like, something like that.
Yeah, well, he's sus. That's why.
He's sus.
He's sniffing. Jim is always sniffing.
And we find out later, Jim is familiar with the goings-on of Dylan's dad.
Which is, honestly, give it up for Jim for being able to keep track of that, because Dylan's dad is a different actor every episode. Yeah. So it's like, I don't even know how Jim is able to keep track of it, but somehow.
I was thinking about it, Jim. It's like for the first, half of the first season, they were just chem testing parent actors. They're like, we'll try this one. Nah, let's get a new one in.
Somewhere they just have a key ring of swatches, and they're all different.
And they're
Dylan's
like,
dads.
no, that one didn't. I think we go through two Jack McKays before we get to the good one. Yeah.
It was a joke on a TV show, Murphy Brown, where every episode she had a different secretary.
Oh my God. See, that's funny.
That's funny. So at first I thought they were leaning into that.
Oh my God.
But no, they're just bad at casting.
No, they're just bad. Everything changes. Everything's in flux.
But this is the first time we see his dad.
Yes, this is the first time we see his dad. Okay. Yeah. So Jim's asking about the Porsche, whatever, and then Dylan's like, "Hey, can I clean up and take a shower?" to Jim, and Jim's like, "Okay,"
In my daughter's shared bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, immediately Jim is setting him up to bang. I mean,
yeah,
he's so like...
Yeah, Jim, I mean...
It's bro code till the end, man. It really is. He can't fight it. That's why he's trying to work in that Porsche conversation, because he wants to be a bro.
That's so funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jim's just like, he's having like some sort of midlife crisis. Yeah. He's trying to be like bros.
Want to work on the car? Want to fuck my daughter?
I love it.
Go Dylan. Anyway, so Dylan does.
So Dylan goes to take a shower, and Brenda comes in, and it's been established that it's hot. It's been established. When will winter come? Even though by now it's like, is it December? Is it January? No telling.
LA is timeless.
We're going back.
It's like Vegas. You can't tell what time of day it is.
So Brenda comes in, and she thinks Brandon's in the shower, and she's like, Brandon, it's hot enough in here as it is. And then she goes in to her brother. Also, they have a clear shower curtain with a map on it, and she goes in while presumably her brother is taking a shower.
Naked.
Okay, now I'm an only child.
Okay.
What are the rules around that?
So I actually do have... so I was lucky. We had my sister had her own bathroom in her room, which was unheard of, and then I had one in the hallway. And there were locks on the doors, but it was like you never had to use them.
Yeah.
And I will tell a very embarrassing story really fast. Yeah. There was one time where I had like kind of shortish hair, and I had just gotten out of the shower when my hair was wet. And so what I was doing was I didn't want to get caught. Yeah. So I left the shower running, and I was like dressed, and all I was doing was practicing hairstyles, right? So gay. So I'm just in there trying to comb my hair different. I'm like 10, right? I'm like 9 or 10, and I want to get a different hairstyle. So I'm just doing all this, and my sister opens the door. Okay. Didn't knock or anything. And presumably I'm in the shower. She doesn't know that I'm practicing hairstyles. And she sees me. She takes one look at me and slams the door. And I'm like, well, whatever. I get out and she's sitting there with my mom. You know, siblings tell on you.
Oh.
And sometimes when they know they've got you, they're in on it. They're like, you're about to get in trouble, right?
Oh,
which is the ultimate betrayal.
For practicing hairstyles?
Well, I didn't say that.
Oh.
So what my sister told on me for was that I had like faked a shower. Right? Like I wasn't she saw me like in fully dressed out of the shower, but what she thought was I was staging, like making it look like I had taken a shower. I was too embarrassed
to be like,
I'm practicing hairstyles. So I just went with it and was like, you caught me.
Oh my God. Did you have to call the rap line?
Well, it was one of those. I was like, my parents don't believe me that I'm taking a shower, so I have to take 2 showers every day. But it was one of those things where my parents were like, take a shower and really take a shower this time. And I had to fucking go through that because I didn't want them to know I was like
practicing hairstyles.
hairstyles.
Oh my God.
But it was one of the rare times that, yes, I was violated because my sister didn't knock before she came into the room.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
See, to me, like, it's just the clear shower curtain is what makes it so strange to me.
Is the door open when she walks in?
Her door is open.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, you're right.
They're too close.
They are too close. And she's not like, Brandon, close the fucking door when you're in the shower.
That would eliminate the heat issue.
It would. There's so many notes I have.
Yes. So I had a roommate once, and I walked in because her dog got out, and I didn't know because it was her room. I didn't know that her shower curtain was clear, but it was only clear like here. Yeah. So you could only see her face, and there was that. But even still, when I walked in and saw her face, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, like that.
Well, it looked like a map shower curtain, and it's just like, I guess, like, there's no way it covers everything.
Well,
like,
it's either way. You're a teenager. That's enough.
It's enough.
That's close enough of a naked body that that's all you need.
And also, so she goes in.
Bangs up.
Immediately, her bangs get so hard because she walks in and sees it's Dylan, and he's like, just got that charming smile, and he's almost looking at her like, yeah. Look at my dick.
He really does that.
He likes it. Yeah,
he does that. He has a take it all in moment. He does it like what you see. He does that. What's funny is it's steaming and the water's not even on. It's just Dylan.
Oh, I know. It's just Dylan is steaming.
Shower's not even running.
Yeah, sorry. Things are hot when Dylan's around.
But yeah, he's unabashedly naked, which is...
It's so great. And then she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And she leaves. And then he comes out and he's like...
Still not fully clothed.
Not clothed. Putting a towel on. He comes into her room and he's like, hey, I hear you like the videotape.
Yeah.
Remember he said it all weird?
What's this? Now he's AI.
Now he is AI. And I'm like, that was a choice you made as an actor. Like, they did not write it that way. I guarantee it.
I guarantee you by episode 10, he was too famous for them to say anything. Yeah. That's his choice. We're going to go with it.
Go with it one take. Let's move on.
Nobody corrects Luke.
Yeah, exactly. And so... she goes, yeah, I love movies. Again, could Brenda and I be more alike? Okay. So he's like, well, have you seen Animal Crackers by the Marx Brothers? And she's like, yeah, I think on TV. And he's like, you have to see it on the big screen. Come tonight. And just invites her on his date with Brandon.
Which I can't wait for that. That was my favorite thing because I didn't know what he was inviting her to. Yeah. He says, come along.
Yes,
so it's not a date.
Yes.
It didn't sound like
it.
Yes. But I thought all of this was very strange.
Yes. No, it was weird. And then we get to the movie theater and he's with Brandon and Brenda. So they're all on a triple date. And this love triangle, the original love triangle,
literally
begins.
Who is the third wheel?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't, Brenda is their third wheel. Dylan is their third wheel.
Yes.
Because they want to fuck.
It's all incestuous and weird, and I love it.
And the way, and honestly, I do think that this is when they became famous because putting the three of them in all these scenes together was honestly probably how the demographics were testing,
It's obvious because they were the three who were on the cover of Rolling Stone.
It was yes. So honestly, this episode is like the live version of the cover of Rolling Stone.
It is. It solidified them as like kind of the three major stars.
Man, she looked good on that cover.
She looked so good.
I'm seeing it now.
Yeah.
But yes, they're all flirting with each other.
Oh, they're all flirting
on this date.
Yes, everyone's flirting, and then some slut comes up and just grabs a straw and starts like poking Dylan with it. And she's like, hey, how you been? And he's just like, hey. And then she just like walks away. It's really just like, we're going to let them know that he fucks a lot.
So, my sister came to visit me in Austin once and we were at a bar and that almost exact same thing. But it was a girl I had not fucked. Yes, I used to have sex with girls, but it was someone I just knew.
Yeah.
But very loosely. But our whole gang was, I think we'd made out.
Yeah.
Drunkenly made out in public. I guess I am that person.
Yeah. I love it. Making out's fun.
Oh, it was so fun. But it was one of those where we're in a bar passing and she's like, Dylan's a hoe.
Well, it's so good. And I just love they're at the movie theater, which is my favorite place to be.
To see old hoes.
I love to see old hoes at the movie theater.
She looked fun, that girl.
She looked fun.
She had a hat.
Yeah, she had blonde curly hair.
She looked great, yeah.
She looked great. He can get it. Then after the movie, they go to Dylan's to listen to music, and it's on subwoofers.
Yeah.
Which I did record the music they were listening to.
So I want to know if it's the same as what...
Okay, I'm going to play it. Oh, this is the cover. Look how good she looks.
I'm telling you, look, she looks so good.
She looks incredible. And it's like, who's fucking who? You know?
Again, it's so weird because it is kind of fucked up to put her all over both of them.
But it's like full, this was like the Eiffel Tower of the 90s.
I was livid that Tori Spelling was nowhere near the cover. But
I think Tori was livid too.
I mean, yeah.
I think everyone, I'm sure that caused so much drama.
I would love to ask.
I want to know too, but I think, I feel like there are podcasts I've listened to, it was either Tori or Shannon's, where they were all talking about Shannon's firing. And I think they talked about how, like, I think people were kind of annoyed about the Rolling Stone thing or something. I might be misremembering, but
power imbalance.
Yeah, I just looked over and Aaron's scratching his back with a back scratcher, I love it. It's the best.
My dad gave me a back scratcher as like a stocking stuffer, and I literally was like, "This is the best thing you've ever given me." Yeah,
it's good.
It's the kind that goes tick 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 tick.
Oh, that's
that
good.
Kind. Yeah, I'm obsessed with it.
So this is I just want to clarify. This is the music they were listening to on subwoofers.
It's a must.
Oh my God.
Right. Here it is. Dig in.
It's like
Chris Isaac.
Is it?
Is that not a Chris Isaac song?
Hey, surprising, just like it's a hotel.
That riff.
It could be.
Ever since Dad closed the suite.
But it's like got like sax. It's not like a subwoofer. Like I had subs in my car in the 90s.
You did?
I did.
I had subs in my car.
I had subs. And
I didn't.
I don't think I don't know how long I can say this, but I'll say this before he was fully convicted of anything. The first song I listened to was Jay-Z, Dirt Off Your Shoulders.
Oh my God, that is such a scandal. Oh my God.
I know, right?
It's so okay. Well, really fast.
It could be a sound-alike for Wicked Game.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like. It does sound like that.
Do you know? Okay,
but my point that I'm making is that's not one where you're like, wow, the subwoofers are killer.
There's literally no bass.
No bass.
There is no bass. I want to try to find it if I can really fast. It might take a second, so we can keep talking. But I want to see if I can find the music that they're playing because that is not.
Oh, really?
That is not what it was.
Yeah, no, it's totally different music. We have to get you in on our server so you can hear the real music.
I really am enjoying though.
The cheesy.
Yeah, it is.
I can't wait for you to get to the part where Brandon ice skates with the girl to the Blink-182 sound alike. That wasn't even a genre back then.
So that is already happening. Sorry, it already came up on Kelly's Red Room. Sorry.
Oh my God, I love Kelly's Red Room.
Okay, let me see. Keep going.
So
I'll let you know when I find it.
Anyway, the music. My point is like it's like not a song that is like good to hear demonstrate subwoofers.
No, and also they don't. Where are they?
Okay, so at first I thought they were in the hotel, but then we find out that he got rid of the suite.
Dad got rid of the suite,
so they're somewhere else. But then at the end of the episode, he moves again. So we don't know where he is. He's going to end up in that house that he finds.
I mean, yeah.
That's the house.
Yeah.
The house. So basically, the B story of this episode is that there's a sex ed happening in like a discussion in health class,
and
right?
It is the place to be.
It is. It's like, which I also love, which Kelly on her way to Brenda's class, when we find out about the sex ed talk, she's like, oh, and you're in health class. Have you gotten the sex education talk yet? And Brenda's like, no, 2 weeks away, blah, blah, blah. And then Kelly's also like, Dylan doesn't waste his time. And Brenda's like, it wasn't a date. And Kelly's like, oh, get ready to be on your back. I'll show you some tips.
Oh, Kelly is suddenly the like saloon, saloon sex talking. Like, honey, let me tell you.
I love this Kelly.
Well, lost it in the 7th grade.
Yeah, exactly.
She knows what she's talking about.
She knows what she's doing. So
Donna already doxed her on that.
Oh, I know. Donna is the doxer.
Well, that's the only line they give her. I like that. It's like she's gonna spit one line out each episode. Yeah. It's gonna be vital information.
A banger.
Yeah, it's gotta be something that exposes someone's secrets.
It's so good.
The other thing is when. Kelly does give responsible advice.
Yeah, she does.
Throughout this episode.
Yeah.
That I was like, why isn't she on the rap line?
Exactly. Like she should be on the rap line.
Yeah, like she's the one who has the best.
No, she does. And she's been through it, so she knows.
And my other favorite thing is in this one, Brenda is asking advice from everybody. Like clearly she doesn't know anything about how to she should be calling.
Yeah, she should. She should be calling.
Yeah, she's the caller.
Did you find it?
No, I'm working on it.
So also they get to sex ed class. Steve is wearing this green shirt that he has worn now in 3 separate episodes.
Is it back?
It's back again.
I see. I'm not paying it. See, Steve is so in my blind spot.
It's like this green silk shirt.
That shirt.
Yes, it's this green silk shirt. I'm like, this is the 3rd time I've seen this on him.
Shirt.
But they're all getting to health class. There it is. This, you guys, this shirt, you will see so much. He'll do it buttoned up. He'll do it unbuttoned a little bit.
I mean, he looks great.
He looks good. He looks hot. I get it. It looks good on him.
And I mean, I know they're not new in the 90s, but a silk shirt was a statement.
Oh, it was a statement.
That was a thing.
And I like it. I like Steve's style. I think it's fun and cool.
This was also my favorite kind of Kelly hair.
Oh, yeah.
Just in that shot. Just give me that.
Just simple. A little bit of the bangs brushed back.
I don't want the bang. Yeah, I want bangs up.
Her bangs are so wispy, you don't even see them.
That's my problem.
Mm-hmm. They're wispy and they're so light.
No.
And
That's why honestly, that's probably what the power imbalance was between Jenny Garth and Shannon Doherty.
You're so right.
You know what I mean? She's like bangs, but she couldn't say that.
Yeah.
She had to be like, well, she's late to set all the time. Really, it was just bang envy.
What I love about this health class, though, is that every age is in here. Scott and David are in the health class.
I'm telling you, it's the place to be.
It is. And the teacher, Steve's like, the teacher keeps touching his beard every time he talks about the, sex stuff.
Which is true. Yeah, let's talk about the teacher.
He's weird.
Super creep.
Yeah.
And he is enabling all of Steve's pervy behavior.
Yes.
Left and right.
100%.
I witnessed it. It's in the first scene because Steve is making all these innuendos.
Oh, right.
Euphemisms.
Yes.
And the teacher's like,
yep. Steve gets it.
Good one. I'm like, I would have been sent out of the class. I would have been sent to the principal's room.
Any actual adult male who's supposed to be an adult is just trying to get the bros to smash. You know?
I mean, on this episode, that's okay. Wait.
So, did you find it?
Some woofers, right? You got it. Footage.
Which again, I don't think that's what you really listen to.
No. They had an opportunity to correct it and they didn't.
So they put in.
So that music must have been copywritten.
Which one? That one?
The one that I played.
Or they just didn't pay for it, right?
Or they didn't pay for it. Well, but also if it must have, it must have been a song that was too expensive to renegotiate.
Yeah. I wonder if when you're redistributing it for streaming or whatever, DVD release and all that shit, if you have to do it again.
Oh, they do. That's what Ian told me, is that they didn't, the deal was not for the music to be used in perpetuity. It was basically
brilliant.
So the DVD, literally, Mitch, the best sleuth ever, he had to find a hacker to get me the music.
So that makes me wonder, did the people lose, the musicians, if it's not in perpetuity, did they lose out on the check, or they would have just used it and not paid them because it's in perpetuity?
So they
had it been. You know what I mean?
I just think that it would have been too expensive to renegotiate. So basically, I think they cleared it for just the one episode.
It's literally Taylor's version.
No, it is because
it's Brenda's version.
Yes, it's Brenda's version because they couldn't. They would have. They used REM. You know what I mean?
Oh.
They used a lot of Paula Abdul.
Oh, they had a soundtrack.
Yeah, they had soundtracks, and they didn't. I guess when it came to go to streaming and DVD and everything,
that's totally it.
They had to. I guess it was cheaper to completely redo all the music.
You need
in-house.
You need music. You need elevator music.
Yes,
yeah,
so that's what they did.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, this music is bad. I remember the music being very 90s and iconic,
relevant. Yeah. Interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
What happens in the Color Me Bad episode? Who do they play?
Honestly, I only watched it with. I wonder if they got an exception because they're in it.
What if it's not on this streaming because of that?
I will die if it's different music.
I'll come to your house.
Okay, great. We got to watch Color Me Bad together.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's a good episode too because that's when Donna catches her mom.
But that's the reason I love that episode.
Okay, great.
Also one of Donna's top 5 looks.
So good. Donna's looks are really good. That's saying a lot. She's the best dressed on the show.
Hardcore.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I just have to say it. Dylan and Brenda's chemistry is so good. They are, as actors, I am buying it. I am so in it.
Yes.
And I think that's part of why the Kelly Dylan stuff, it never felt as authentic and organic as like they feel like I buy it. They're so good together.
But that's also what it feels like when you see your ex with their new partner. You're like, that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're totally like, ugh, that's not the fit.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't want to be with that person,
Totally.
You're like, well, that's a mismatch.
Totally.
So I feel like there's that going on. But the one thing I hate about them as acting partners is they fucking kiss so loud.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They're the loudest kissers. And they kiss
each other.
a lot.
They do kiss a lot.
It's so fucking gross.
Ugh, I love it.
Do you? It's too smacky.
It is smacky.
So smacky.
It is smacky.
Like a dry smack. That's the thing. There's no,
smack.
That's the thing. And it's all like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Outer lip.
Yeah.
No inner lip.
Yeah, no, it is a lot of outer lip. I also love the parents have to sign the permission slip for the
sex class.
And Scott's mom is very strict, even though she should be teaching the sex class because she has 6 kids.
6 kids, but to me, I'm like Mormon.
Oh no, very
or something.
Yeah,
He
has Mormon face.
Or Jehovah. Yes.
He has Mormon face.
Very Mormon face.
Yeah, no, he does. The blonde. He
all
looks
of
like
it. He's too wholesome.
Transferred from Utah.
Well, and I'll never get over any man who wears his hat like that, like on top. Yeah, that back
with the bill
thing.
like straight up.
Like if you had a bun back there.
Yeah. Okay. So then we come home. Brandon is so sick. He is not able to go out with Dylan and Brenda tonight. So they're gonna have to go alone.
What do they do? But in that scene, Brandon is not suspicious about that, or am I wrong?
No,
right?
he's not.
They go off, and he doesn't have any of these airs of it's a date between the two of them, which I'm like, what are you, stupid?
Yeah, he's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because then when it all happens, then it's so funny. His face is so funny.
He is jealous.
He's so jealous. Wait, so Brenda goes out. She's like, okay, bye, leaving. And she goes out, and Jim's like, where's she going? He's like, oh, she's going out with Dylan. And he's like, she's going out with that kid alone?
Yes.
Yeah, Jim is not having it.
I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to talk about this on the last time we recorded because there was so much homoeroticism between Dylan and Brandon. When Dylan's giving him the excuse to go surfing at Manhattan Beach.
Oh, yes.
They're walking down the hall, and Brandon puts his arm around Dylan and goes, you got some sand in your ear. And he puts his finger in his ear, and Dylan goes like, yeah, thanks, bro. Or just kind of slightly shrugs him off. Not in the like no homo way, but in a yes. So, but the physicality between them in this episode is very gay.
It is.
They're physically close. So his jealousy is so gay.
Yes.
I can't get over how.
No, it is.
Not homoerotic, but just suggestive.
Just like they're clearly in love.
I mean, let them have their love.
Exactly.
Love is love is love is love.
Exactly. So Jim is not happy though. Jim would rather Brandon be going out with Dylan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because then both of his sons can be fucking.
Yes, exactly. He's like, both are getting.
The bros are getting laid.
Yeah, exactly. But he goes. Everyone's like, why are you so mad at? Why don't you want her to hang out with Dylan? He's like, his father is known as an unethical bastard, and that's putting it lightly. And Jim's experience, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
That's true. But I also thought that wordage was so great.
Oh, an unethical bastard.
Like, that's such a...
So good. Okay, so then...
What does Jim do? Sorry to interrupt.
He's an accountant.
Okay, so he knows money.
He knows money. Yep. Later, he becomes Dylan's accountant. So Dylan, they get on the date. Dylan's like, let's skip the movie. Dylan's wearing an amazing jacket in this episode. A coat. It's long, so I guess it's a coat. But I think I sent a picture, Aaron, if you find that. He is wearing even Mitch was like, I want that coat.
Oh,
it's
I don't
so
think
cool.
I clocked it.
We'll grab it.
On the double, on just the two of them.
On just the two of them, when he has the long coat. And it's like the collar's popped and he's got the sleeves rolled up. It's such a cool coat. That is so cool.
I have trenches like that.
It's like a trench, but it's like tweed. It's really cool. So he's looking hot. They decide to skip the movie. They go to Dylan's where his dad is having a meeting.
Yes.
Then his dad and him quickly yell at each other in another room.
I love the passion that Luke Perry yells with. is so emotional.
He's a really good yeller.
He's a great yeller. I just that was one of my favorites. But the backstory that they are telling in that yelling is so funny.
It's so funny.
And Brenda makes... This is one of Brenda's
here they are
first...
here. See, the jacket is so cool.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It almost looks like denim, like gray denim.
So it's giving me Miami Vice, but it's a trench.
Yes, it's like a Miami Vice trench, and it's so cool. And just with the hair, I mean, hello, my panties are about to drop right now.
She's so cute. Well, her too, like that high button.
Yeah,
collar,
she looks cool.
Conservative hair.
They're
even
a
for
cool
her.
couple.
Yeah, they really dress them well together.
Yeah.
But she makes the first. She's about to witness several red flags. Yeah. She's about to experience a lot of Dylan that she did not know.
Absolutely.
And she is in it.
Yes.
Like, she is not going anywhere.
No, and now they are together. They're trauma bonded.
It's very Bonnie and Clyde.
No, it is, they end up dressing up as Bonnie and Clyde on Halloween. Mm-hmm.
Wait, I think I remember that.
Yes, get ready.
The mermaid one or the...
Yes, one where Donna's dressed as a mermaid.
Yeah,
yeah, so she's about to witness perfectly put several red flags. So there's the screaming. Dylan comes out, immediately goes to the bar and pours himself a drink. And Brenda's like, Dylan, do you drink? You can't drink. You're driving me home. And he slams it down. And then he leaves. He's like, we're leaving. And then he's just like storming around yelling.
He's raging.
He is full-blown raging.
He has a bad relationship with his father. He has an anger management issue.
Yes.
He has a drinking problem.
Yes.
And now escapism.
Yes.
And that has all been unveiled in 0.7 seconds.
Yes. And then they come out. They're screaming at each other on the sidewalk.
Yes.
And Brenda's like, I'll get a cab. And Dylan's like, no, you won't. And then they start walking and he grabs a potted plant and slams it on the ground.
Physical violence.
Smashes it.
Physical violence.
And what does Brenda do?
Gets hot.
She
gets fucking turned on.
She does. She runs.
I did.
She runs.
She does run, yeah.
She runs. She's hot.
Yeah,
she's like, I don't know what these
I
feelings
gotta cool off.
Woo!
Yeah. Well, I love to be chased.
I do like a chase.
I love a little.
Did you ever have like a super dramatic fight like that with a like in high school? I did.
Oh,
I would cause these kinds of
fights. for the makeup.
For the makeup.
I had a girlfriend and I think she tried and I, for obvious reasons, was not that invested. So like that trick didn't work on me.
Yes.
You know.
Oh, I was good at it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Well, there was a boyfriend, my high school boyfriend, not the one I lost my virginity to, the 6'4" one. This one was 6'2", and
he never stood a chance.
He never stood a chance. No, but he and we were at my friend Samantha's house at like her parents were out of town. We were like just hanging there, and he did something. He was either like flirting with someone or I perceived he was flirting. I perceived some sort of threat and I left and drove away, and he made me stop and pull over in like the Taco Bell Applebee's parking lot and told me he loved me. So it really worked, but it was so dramatic. It was like this. It was the drama. You wanted? I got what I wanted.
The only time that was actually to spin the bottle. This is such a long story. Okay, I'd flown to Minnesota. No, I'd flown to Missouri, Wash U, because a friend's friend was having a coming out party. Mm-hmm. He was already out. He was already super gay. Yeah. So we were all playing spin the bottle, waiting for the party to get started. A mixed company, gay. Yeah. But anyway, so we're making out with everybody. Spin the bottle. Cut to now it's a party. There's DJs. It's a big gay party. I'm 18. Yeah. My female friend who has invited me there. The whole reason I'm there is because of her. Yeah. I pass this other girl on the dance floor. There's always people dancing. I pass this girl who I previously made out with because we played Spin the Bottle. Right. And so we go back for like round 2 for 2 seconds. Right. We're just moving past each other. Right. That is when I literally get like yanked into the other room. And there's my friend, who shall remain nameless, but she is like, I can't believe you're making out with that girl in front of me when I have a huge crush on you and all my friends know it. And I was like, I didn't know anything. And then the next thing she says is, well, we spiked your drink with ecstasy, so you should be having the time of your life in about 30 minutes, which we used to do a lot of ecstasy together, so that was not unusual for that part. Yeah. But to be spiked with it was not normal.
That's not great.
No. So
and was it spiked with ecstasy?
1,000%.
Oh, my God.
So my 18-year-old ass ran. I got my luggage. And
you weren't out at this time?
No, which is the funniest part. The party should have been for me. I literally should have been the one. But that is the only time that ever happened where it was like someone, I think she was causing drama because she wanted me to be like, I love you too, or something.
Of
and
course.
instead,
that's why we do drama.
Yeah. Instead I left and had sex with men.
Oh my God.
For the rest of my life.
Wow, yeah, that really backfired on her.
It didn't work. But no, I never responded to that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I was spiked.
Yeah,
because I was drugged.
Even with the drugged, that's crazy.
But it was a great trip. I'll say the
good for you.
Yeah, it was great. It was really fun.
Okay, so they're running. Brenda runs. Dylan chases her, and he's like, he gets to me, man. He always gets to me. And Dylan opens up to Brenda in a way that he has not with Brandon.
Which she has a leg up on. That makes her horny.
It does make her horny. And she's like, oh, and they end up making out, obviously. Yes. And then they go back to, he drops her off. They're very into each other, blah, blah, blah. Also, what was the fight about with the dad?
He did something. The first thing the dad's like, I asked you to take care of one thing and you can't even do that for something like that.
Yeah.
He asked him to take care of something.
Oh, and also I want to mention, hey, he says before he drops her off, he goes, hey, Bren, please don't tell Brandon that I lost my cool, letting us know that,
he's worried about what Brandon thinks.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to scare off Brandon.
Exactly. And he's telling Brenda because she's just his
hag beard.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All those things. Whatever. Don't destabilize my relationship with Brandon.
I'm so happy that we're watching this together because I remember when we were talking about it before you had started rewatching, and I was like, Mitch and I are loving how gay Brandon and Dylan are, and you're like, what? I don't remember that.
Not at all.
It's so obvious.
It's there. Yeah.
They are in love.
They are obsessed with each other.
It's a tragedy.
Like he's literally making out with Brenda because that's the closest he can get to kissing Brandon.
Exactly. It's like it's chef's kiss. I love it.
But I love he didn't apologize, or maybe he did, but he didn't apologize to Brenda for her seeing any of that.
Yeah, I think he's like, no, I don't think he does.
Never like, sorry, I threw something.
He's just like, she's trying to fuck.
But throwing and then asking her to cover up, I think, are the most dangerous.
Yes, very dangerous
behaviors.
Also, going for the booze as a 17-year-old.
Oh, he did. That's such a great. I fucking love when people act around alcohol.
Oh, it's so good.
But he really they give him like a big rocks glass. It's so good. It's beautiful. Yeah.
She's like, "Do you drink?" He's like, "Only at family reunions."
Oh yeah, that.
Woo, the writing.
Because he has that cool way of talking.
Oh,
only
it's so
at
cool.
Family reunions. My dad makes me drunk.
Exactly.
That was so good.
So then next day at school, Kelly's trying to explain to Brenda that she's now dating Dylan. And Brenda's like, "No, we're not dating, blah, blah, blah." And Kelly's like, "Come study tonight because you're going to be fucking soon.
Come to the red room and
study. Come to the red room. I'll show you the ropes."
The ropes. I mean, for real.
Yeah, exactly. The teacher won't stop playing with his beard. He's very horny.
He's so great. Yeah, they really do. He's like, so don't forget about the sex ed class.
Yeah, exactly. But then, wait, what were we going to say?
We had sex ed in like elementary school.
Yeah, I feel like.
Not high school.
Yeah, no.
That was not addressed.
Yeah, no, I think we got it in, but it's like, we all were like, yeah, we know. You know?
It was also that.
Yeah.
Ours was a film strip.
Oh, nice.
Dude, click. Dude.
Oh, that's great.
Click. Yeah, it was like slides.
That's amazing.
And our teacher told us that it was the same film strip that he was shown when he was a kid.
Oh my God.
So my sex ed class, which is probably why I am the way I am, so I'm like loose hooker, was a film strip from the 70s.
I love
like,
that.
what the fuck? I'm not that old.
I love that.
Yeah, but the horny, gross old teacher.
He's gross.
He's really gross.
And then Brandon, we catch up with Brandon and Dylan, and Brandon's like, "Dylan, how was the movie?" And Dylan's like, "We didn't make it." And that's when Brandon's like, "What?" And then Brenda comes up and is all over, like they're fully a couple now. They're cuddling, and then she takes him away from Brandon.
I mean, it's a betrayal from both of them at the same time.
And Brandon's left in the dust.
This is literally the origin story.
Yep, it is. And then we go to dinner, and Jim has on a vest. And Jim tells Brenda that he doesn't want her dating Dylan. And Brenda goes, "Thanks for dinner. It's been real."
Yeah, she is really mean to her parents.
No, she is.
Like, she's mean to Carol when Jim's out of town.
Yes.
And then she doesn't give Jim the time of day for 1 second.
Doesn't.
She
She's
is
like, fuck
mean.
this guy. Yeah.
And the fucking gall she has when she talks about sex.
Oh, it's crazy.
That is nuts.
Oh, it's nuts.
Because she gets in her dad's face.
She does.
Like,
it's
literally,
crazy.
yes. I understand why Jim is scared.
Yeah, no, I get it. Thankfully, Cindy likes Dylan, probably because she wants to fuck him too.
Well, they're the same age.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more her type. He offered her a cup of coffee once.
Totally.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. I do know. And Jim tells Brandon, hey, tell your friend to watch his step.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to.
Tell your friend. Yeah. But is that what he says?
Yeah.
Watch his step? Yeah.
Yeah. And Cindy has to like sign the sex form, but she's all open and cool, you know.
Cindy is a cool mom.
She's a cool mom.
Yeah, she is though.
She seems traditional, but she's cool underneath it.
She gets that there's like, because she does have a loose, I don't mean loose, but like sex is something you need to know about and be safe, but it doesn't tell her not to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's realistic.
Yeah.
She's like, I know you're going to do it, but that was kind of like my parents, like with drinking, all that stuff. They're
really?
They're like, they weren't the kind of parents that were like, I'd rather you do it in the house. But like, they were like, we know it's going to happen. Just don't drink and drive and like be careful.
Ours were like, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it did.
Yeah, it did.
Left and right. It sure did.
My friends who had the strictest parents ended up like kind of the most wild.
I wasn't the wildest, but it never stopped me from just finding like a way to sneak out. I was just the master at sneaking out. So I would go home and pretend I was going to bed drunk, and then I would go back out to drink more wine coolers.
Oh God, wine coolers.
Fucking Fuzzy Navel.
Oh, for me it was Smirnoff Ice.
So we could only get our hands on Fuzzy Navel, like wine coolers or like Zima.
Oh, Zima.
That was like the only thing we could get our hands on.
I just missed Zima.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Because the only thing you do is play drinking games, right?
Right.
And you don't really slam something like that.
And you're not drinking it like for the taste, like an adult, to enjoy. You're trying to get fucked up.
Let's see. Does Zima exist?
I don't know. It came back for a minute, I feel like. Okay, so then Brenda gets mad at Brandon for not sticking up for her. She goes to Kelly's to study and learn about sex. Kelly's like, do you have any protection? And Brenda's like, no, what? And Kelly's like, never rely on the guy.
Never rely on a guy.
Which I support that.
That should be her catchphrase.
That should be her catchphrase. Mm-hmm. And then she opens her drawer. She goes, top drawer of the dresser, and she pulls out a box filled with condoms.
It's literally like,
I know.
It literally is that.
Kelly is just like a safe sex queen.
Yeah, she's working on it.
I love it.
Her walls are painted to seduce.
Exactly.
Her whole room is a chamber.
I love. She's like, you don't want a Dylan Jr. or a Brendina.
Yeah. What would you rather? What is it? Would you rather think about this or names? What's the line?
Yeah, names. And also, she mentioned something about like, oh, it won't be pleasant if you're at the clinic. You know.
That's what I'm saying. She's really spitting out all these like key points of like safe sex and being a responsible, sexually active teenager
in an organic and fun way.
Yeah, she's actually a cool mom.
She is a cool mom.
Well, she has to be both because
Jackie is not a mom.
Not using those condoms.
No, Jackie's not.
That's why we actually have a backstock.
And they have a baby later. Jackie has a baby in a bit. So yeah, she didn't go to Kelly's drawer.
David's dad, I forgot.
Yeah. So Dylan, next day at school, Dylan and Brenda are on top of each other, rolling around in the grass.
Yes.
And Brandon walks up and sits with some extras, and he just like sits down with these people we've never seen before.
And we'll never see again.
Purely for the purpose of like him seeing them, but like we don't want him to interact with anyone.
No words.
No words. He looks heartbroken.
No.
I think I may have grabbed a picture while he's watching them.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Frolic, and they're just rolling around, feeding each other. There he is. Look how sad he is.
There he is. He's really sad. If I saw, this looks like one of when he's acting in a different movie. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
If you saw another project Jason Priestley was in, just because the level of emotion conveyed.
Look, he's really upset, you know?
That sweater, though, is the definition of my, like, if I went to church, that's what I wore.
Oh, really?
That was the only, like, preppy bullshit.
It's a cute sweater.
Yeah, I'm just having weird flashbacks.
I like it.
Yeah, but he's literally sitting there feeling sorry for himself.
No, he's really upset, and he's not loving it. He's bummed that they're getting so close.
What's funny is that he has, like, pretty lips.
He does have beautiful lips.
I think I noticed that before, but now, like, look at that bow
it's like
shape.
a perfect pout.
People have, like, people pay for that look.
No, they do.
You know what I mean?
They pay for the Brandon.
Yeah, for that.
They're like, give me the Brandon. Fill him up.
And the thing is, so there were two kinds of Brandon hair, which is what we're witnessing right here, which is the second. Normally it's the stiff all up, which we see later more. But this is the relaxed Brandon.
Oh, I love with the swoop.
Yeah, the swoop. That's more peach pit sometimes.
Yeah, no. Yep, this is peach pit Brandon, and I love it.
He has those are like Clara Bow. Those are silent movie era lips.
Yes, no, it is. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And they are... Aaron, to your point, they're just perfectly flushed, you know? It's just like it looks like he has a TikTok that viral stain that everyone goes
is
crazy
that something people try to do?
There's a stain that every time I open TikTok, I'm recommended this lip stain where the girls put it on and then they peel it off and it's like that color.
So it's like what drag queens do where you draw over your lip line, like.
No, it's like you put it on.
Oh, it's okay.
And then you let it set and dry and then you peel it off and it's it's just your lips are stained that color. Oh. And then you can overline, which is what the drag queens do.
That part.
And by drag queens, I mean myself as well.
Yeah. Problem with that is if you line your lips like that, you're gonna forget that you're wearing lipstick.
Oh, totally.
And then after you give head to some dude, you're gonna have this crazy like smear around your face, and you're not gonna know it.
Oh yeah, no, it's not good. Also, if you eat a sandwich, it like sometimes it gets under here.
Ew.
It's bad. I always, whenever I'm eating a sandwich with like a bright lip, I have to keep.
No, that's why you have to eat a sandwich with a straw.
Exactly. That's.
You do. You do.
Okay, so Brandon, Steve at this point is making jokes about smashing the sex expert who's coming to. So we have the sex education, and then we have like an event in the like auditorium. It's a huge event, the assembly about sex, and there's a sex expert coming, and Steve is like, I'm gonna smash.
Horny for it.
Yeah, he's horny for it. He does not know what she looks like, but he's horny.
David Silver is making announcements as the DJ, right?
Yes.
Over the PA about the assembly.
Yes.
Don't forget the sex assembly on Friday.
And I think that's purely just to be like, hey, David is still on the show.
In the episode, yeah.
He's not on, but yeah.
Well, he's not old enough to go to the sex ed.
I think they go, though. It's like everyone goes. It's so weird.
Is this where Scott picks up the phone and there's feedback on the mic and goes, well,
oh, that was earlier.
Is that the other
That's
episode?
at the beginning. Oh,
okay.
Wait. That was at the other episode.
Is it? Okay, yeah. That was my favorite Scott acting.
No, it was good.
Did I do that? Yeah.
I know. It was so good. No, but Scott's mom won't sign the thing. So he's not gonna be able to go to the assembly. So, which I was confused about this because Kelly's like, have you gotten the sex education? She's like, 2 weeks. But then at the assembly, everyone's there.
Right.
So it's like there's a big sex education in health class. And then there's also a sex. This is a slutty school.
Well, I mean, come on. It is. Everyone's trying to get into the Blue Iguana.
It's true.
And they need the right message out there. You can't send those kids out there unarmed.
They do. Exactly. Okay, so then Brandon tries to invite Dylan over and he's like, I can't. And Brandon's like, hey, be careful of my sister. She's a virgin, man. It's like, damn, Brandon.
Too much information.
Too much. He's like fully cockblocking.
Well, cockblocking, and also you're not her chastity belt, you fucking perv.
Exactly. He's like, she's a virgin. Back off. And it's like, no, you're just trying to fuck Dylan. Like, we all know this.
Right, but you know who's not a virgin? Me. Dylan. He's just being Jim's bulldog.
Yeah, he is being Jim's little like gopher. So then Brenda is getting ready to go out with Dylan and lies and says she's spending the night at Kelly's, right?
Yes.
Doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
And
she's studying.
Then we get to a getting ready montage.
I fucking loved it.
That should be studied in all cinema classes, history books. This is the most incredible, just like exactly what you want from a getting ready montage.
It's very 10 Things I Hate About You, Clueless.
Yes.
Very teen.
Oh, it's so good.
Moment of levity.
Oh, it's so good. And the cuts are so fast and the music is so like.
Oh, I would kill to know. I'll find it later. But the music, it's got to be different.
It's so good.
Donna looks great.
Donna looks amazing. So she should be leading the charge.
Yes.
Yes.
But what's funny is after this huge montage, which is all about making Brenda look her best for her Dylan date, she doesn't look that good.
She does not.
Like what she's wearing, they're all poor choices.
No, it's bad. And she brushes her bangs back.
All of it, poor choices.
It's just not good. So she gets ready and really dresses up, and then she gets to the movie theater, and Dylan doesn't show up. And I did grab a picture of the Marx Brothers Film Festival sign with sad Brenda alone. Like it was just such a funny shot.
I want to know what theater it is.
Oh, I do
Don't
too.
you?
I bet we could look it up.
It's not the Vista.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the Vista. Now I'm very curious. Is it because it'd be like
on one of them on Fairfax
or
something?
Fairfax?
Yeah,
yes, I feel like it's
Beverly.
probably one of those. Maybe the New Beverly or something.
Yeah, because it has the V.
Yeah, it has that V there. It must be one of them on Fairfax or something.
Because it looks like, because all the storefronts next to it. This is what I'm talking about. Being stranded, right?
Yes.
When you couldn't text someone or you were absolutely stranded.
And she lied and said she was staying at Kelly's tonight,
so she
right?
can't call mom.
So she can't call mom.
Right.
But we don't need to know. They don't have time to tell us how she got home or whatever.
They certainly don't. Well, those cabs that she used to take
oh my God,
aren't
the
around
cabs
anymore.
from the
They're
1920s?
out of business. Yeah, the 50s cabs are out of business.
It's literally like the cab driver in
Roger Rabbit.
Scrooged. You know?
I love Scrooge.
Oh, here it is. That's got to be on Fairfax. Look, that's Sad Brenda. Where is this, do you think? Is this Pasadena?
No, I think it's in Burbank.
Oh.
Or North Hollywood.
It could be. It looks like, I feel like I've been to a theater like this in Pasadena before.
So there's the one on Ventura that's now like a Barnes and Noble.
Oh, right. Yes, the Studio City. That does
Studio
look
City,
like that.
right?
Yes.
Because they have that vestibule.
Yes, they do. Okay, so I bet this is that. Yep, Aaron thinks so as well.
Okay, I'll try to confirm.
Yeah, we'll confirm. But look at Sad Brenda. And look at
She does look... Is she wearing a skirt or shorts?
She's wearing a skirt. It's like a pink pleated skirt and like a black top and
That's a great
like
picture.
loafers maybe. I don't know. It's just, wow, what a look.
Okay, wait, really fast though. Look at the letters at the top. Do we think that would maybe say Studio City or something? The red, right?
Oh, yes, it does. Okay, great.
Right? Okay.
Hell yeah. So this is right in Studio City near
I'm going to drive by tonight.
Oh my God, let's do a drive-by.
Yeah,
We've got to do a field trip. So Brenda is beside herself. She is heartbroken. You know, Brandon's being sweet. Like, she's sobbing. He knows something happened. And she's like, what did I do wrong? Classic woman blaming herself for a man's fucking shortcomings.
That part where she's also not only what did I do wrong, but she goes, I have to find out what I did wrong.
Yes.
She's determined.
She's like, clearly I made a mistake.
How can I not make this mistake again? I don't want to upset a man again. Heaven forbid.
So next day at school, Brandon's wearing a vest. And that's a plot point to me. Anytime someone wears a vest.
That is the best. That's the first thing I need to know.
Brandon's wearing a vest and confronts Dylan, who's moving around on the rolling chair from computer to computer. Like, the blocking in this scene was so wild. He just like flies from one computer to the next, then goes to the other side of the table and leans over, and they're screaming at each other. There are a lot of other students in here.
One of the other students tells them to hey guys, keep it down.
I love the, like, when people are yelling in a library or a classroom, the one wild line where the person's like, hey, knock it off.
That's enough.
Confirmed 12
Yes!
12136 Ventura Boulevard. Yes.
Aaron, oh my God.
We have to go on a field
I love
trip
this game. Okay.
and do, like, record from each location.
Precisely like a spot. Yeah, we do a pin drop.
Yes.
Each spot, pin drop.
Each
Yes.
spot. Okay, great. Okay, so
thank you, Aaron. I'm so glad you
Aaron.
found that. Yes.
No, that was great. The good eye.
It was the vestibule.
It was the vestibule that gave it
vestibule.
away. Now it's that bookstore. Okay, so Dylan's like, it's not her. Brandon's like, she stayed home from school. Like, way to blow up her spot, you know? Like, shit, dude. Yeah. Try and make her look a little cool. He's like, she's a virgin who stayed home from school.
He's really ratting her out, like trying to dress her down.
He's doxing her
He
now.
wants the attention.
He does want the attention.
It's hard enough when you're a twin.
It is hard.
But when your twin gets your gay boyfriend, livid.
Watch out.
Did you have a moment where maybe like you were like, I had a friend who became friends with all of mine.
Yeah.
Like, we were family friends, and then she took all my friends away from me for a minute.
Oh.
And it was hard.
That's the worst.
I know. But then I became a psycho bitch about it.
Yeah, good.
Which was also not a good thing. Well, no.
No, it wasn't good.
Well, she needed friends. That was the whole thing. It was like, I already had friends, and this was like her only friends that she could make. So it was the wrong time to be territorial.
Got it.
But I was like Brenda. I wanted any excuse to be a mood.
And you made a mistake.
Well, I made a mood.
You made a mood.
I made it a mood.
Okay.
I didn't make mistakes. I made moves.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Throw those bangs back, bitch. Okay, so Steve runs into his teacher, the horny teacher, and his car is broken down, and Steve has to end up going to pick up the sex expert.
Which the teacher should be fired for that alone.
For that alone.
Yeah, alone.
And also, it's like, Steve is such a rascal.
How does he? And the thing is, Steve is clearly working an angle.
Well, he's trying to fuck this teacher, but he does not know what she looks like.
No.
He does not know even how old she is.
She's a woman. That's enough.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally enough.
Like, he could have gotten there and, like, Nana.
It's grandma teaches porn. Yeah, exactly. Did you ever Dr. Ruth?
Oh, Dr. Ruth. It could have been Dr. Ruth.
She was 90 years old for 100 years.
Yeah, exactly.
She was so old.
She was very old. So he goes and picks her up. He brings a gift basket.
Yes.
And the expert is hot. She has a weird accent. He's hitting on her so hard.
She has to be Canadian.
It was this weird, like,
she has to be
European?
Canadian.
Like, this is her. I could.
Honestly,
she has bangs, obviously,
but not good.
No, there are no Brenda bangs, but he's full. Look at how he's looking at her.
Smolder.
I mean, he's hot.
Yeah, I know.
He's really hot.
He's so cute there.
So
he's so. He's very testosterone.
Oh, he's full. He's all testosterone.
That's it. So I think it exudes that. It's that caveman.
Yes, he is. He has caveman energy, and he's hitting on her hard. And she's like, "I'm flattered. Maybe some other time. I'm very tired. I'm spent."
It's just distracted by this. Sorry, the matching.
It's matching.
Really, it's working. Sorry. So yes, the sex ed teacher. Sorry, there was a fashion moment that I forgot to address.
I'm wearing leopard pants and also have a leopard clipboard.
She's too tired to fuck Steve.
But she does say a few times, "I'm tired."
Yes.
She's giving a little bit of foreshadowing.
Yes, but she's not saying, "Get the fuck away from me, you child."
Yeah, she's not, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because he's pretending to be the teacher. And she's like, "You look so young." And he's like, "I'm 23 or whatever." And she's like, "Wow, you look young."
Everything about Steve is fraudulent.
No, it is. Okay, so then we go back to Brenda's house, the Walsh's house. Brenda's sitting alone, listening to sad music. I believe. Yeah, she's wearing Brandon's shirt that he wore a few scenes earlier. It's this green shirt.
Which is weird. When she's feeling vulnerable, she puts on her brother's clothes.
And there's a plot line later where they bet each other. She makes a bet with Brandon, or she like makes a deal where she gets the green shirt. Like they fight over this shirt and Dylan. This shirt.
Oh, really?
Keep an eye out for this shirt, guys. This you will see on Brandon many times as well.
Did you ever watch Roseanne?
Yes.
And they did it with the rooster shirt, the chicken shirt.
Yes,
and they would do that. Okay, yeah, I love that kind of shit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
me too. Me too. So Brenda's sitting alone listening to sad music, just looking out the window. She stayed home from school to do that. And Dylan shows up to apologize, and Brenda is not having it. Okay,
no.
And he's like, "I had to help my dad disappear. You don't understand. He's gonna be indicted. It's better if I don't know where he is, so no one can ask me anything." And she's like, "Well, I wish you would have called."
It's like, can't even take into account that his father is now a fucking fugitive.
Yeah.
She's pissed. She's mad that she didn't get a phone call.
She's like,
and where would he call? The movie theater?
Exactly.
What is he supposed to call?
Exactly. And she's like, "I called you." And then he's like, "Well, they didn't tell me." And then she feels terrible. And then they make out before anything really gets solved.
My favorite thing is that all he has to say is, "They didn't tell me." And she's like,
"No, I'm
asshole.
I made a mistake." Yeah.
She does really trip over herself.
No, she does. She does.
Well, she can't see.
She can't. She's got the
all those
bangs.
bangs.
Yeah, can't see without the bangs. So, okay, so nothing gets solved. They make out on the couch. Jim comes home and they jump out and she's like, "Dylan came to see Brandon. Bye." And this is when Jim has all the tea on Dylan's father.
Yeah.
He is armed with a newspaper, a business, a journal newspaper.
And this prop acting, I love. People do it all the time with a newspaper.
Oh. Boom.
Yeah, that. I love it.
I've never done that with a newspaper.
A man did it to me. I remember.
Really?
Yes, I remember. A man did it to me. I was at a pharmacy and I walked in and there were no papers left and he had the New York Times and he went, "Take mine." And he hit me with it.
Wow.
He was hot.
That is hot.
He was sexy, yeah.
Jim's hot doing it.
A stranger did that to me.
Wow, that's crazy.
But it's really weird because in this scene, Jim and Brenda looks taller than Jim.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I did not enjoy this scene.
Well, and then they get into each other's face and he's like, basically like, "Don't have sex." And she's like, "I haven't."
Yeah.
She's like, you're getting all over me and I haven't even done anything yet. And he's like, "I'm not ready for you to have." And then she calls him out though.
Yes.
She's like, "There's a double standard. When Brandon's trying to get his dick wet, you're all about it.
Yes.
And then with me, it's this huge emotional, like, moral choice.
Yeah.
Moral dilemma.
All of a sudden, my morals are
on the line."
That's it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And she rightly calls him out because there is a double standard.
If there was anything that Brenda Walsh, Shannon Doherty taught me, it was how to spit something like that out at my parents and walk away. And
I know.
That was really it.
And she stood there. She was like, "I haven't even done anything." And he's like, "Well, I'm not ready." And she's like, "But maybe I am." And then whatever the last line was, she stood there and they sat in it for a minute.
She says, I think, "What if I'm ready, but you're not?"
Oh, yes.
And then they smolt.
And then they stare at each other. I'm like, are they about to fuck? Like, and then she storms up. The Walshes are so horny.
That was so cringe. One time I got a hickey. Okay, there was a girl that I was sneaking out to make out with.
Okay.
Who was in an Oasis video.
Oh.
In real life.
Okay, name dropper.
So I was sneaking out to do that, just literally making out. I was so innocent. I was such an idiot. And then, but my mom clocked it. She's like, what is that on your neck? And I didn't know how to lie. So I just named a friend.
Yeah.
So then I'm talking to my friend on the phone, and we had our own phone lines. And that's when all of a sudden it goes bleep. And my friend goes, hang on. And then I'm on hold for a second, and then my friend comes back. She goes, your mom just called me, because it was the friend I said that gave me the hickey. She goes, and told me that you told her that I gave her a hickey, and I didn't know, because I didn't tell my friend, hey, whatever. Yeah. So then 10 seconds later, there's a knock on the door, and it's my fucking mom. And she's like, I know you lied, right? So then I had to lie again, because I had to protect the person I was making out with, because I still wanted to make out with her, right? So I had to make up with another friend, Jennifer. And so that's when, anyway, so now I'm in mega trouble because I lied about a hickey and all this shit, but as long as I'm not gay, right? It's all heterosexual in nature. God. So then finally my dad has to come and talk to me because your mother wants me to come say something to you. So he sat me down and was like very briefly protecting. He goes, but by the way, who's Jennifer?
Oh my God.
And like tried to have a moment.
Totally Jim.
Totally tried to have a Jim moment.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it was different for me because it wasn't like no one was like, get in there, you know?
Yeah, but the funny thing was my dad was so off the mark anyway, right? Like,
so funny.
Yeah, but
Jennifer.
But I think the fact that it was just a girl.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
That's so
They're like,
funny.
we have to encourage this
They're
as
like,
much
we
as
love
possible.
this.
We love Jennifer. Where is she? We can't wait to meet her.
As long as it's in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I think my mom's whole thing was like, Hickey, bring her over.
Yeah.
She was just mad that I hadn't introduced them.
That's so funny. Okay. Then we're back at school. It's Health Expo Day.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. We're having the assembly about sex. Scott's such a pussy. He's like, I can't go because of my mom. And then David's like, all right, dude, whatever. See you later.
Wank you later.
Dylan apologizes to Brandon. They make up. 90% of their problems could be solved if they just admitted they're in love.
But even that talk that they have is very gay.
Yes.
Like all of it, where he has to apologize for spending time with his sister.
It's like
and
crazy.
Brandon is acting hurt.
He is.
There's not like none of it rolls off his shoulders.
He's being a little bitch.
He's being a little, but not little.
He's being a big
bitch. Yeah.
Steve's in the assembly. We see the teacher or the sex expert pointing to Steve, talking to the teacher.
Yes.
And it isn't like, wow, that's really fucked up.
They're laughing.
They're like, that's so funny.
As he committed identity fraud?
Identity fraud and tried to get her to commit a crime.
Which I think if you're saying you're a different person and then you collect the person, is that kidnapping?
Kind of.
Right? Like,
and once again, he's under 18 trying to fuck this adult woman.
Yeah.
This show is all about just children trying to
fuck adults.
Fuck adults.
I had a hot teacher though, man. If he had gone for it,
I get it. I had
happen.
a hot driver's ed teacher. Ooh, and he smelled like Downy. And every time he got in my car,
oh man,
ooh, it was so hot. And then I found out he did hook up with another friend of mine.
And you were jealous.
I was jealous, but then also I was like, that's fucked up. He's 26 and we're like 16.
It's so gross. Yeah.
It's gross. Even then, though, I was grossed out. But if it had been me, I would have gone with it.
Best thing ever was there was this teacher. He was a soccer coach, and there were rumors that he was dating one of our classmates. And it was confirmed because my friends, she was like, I saw him and her at a Mexican restaurant having dinner with her mom. And we're like, well, that's not maybe that unusual. It was until he started feeding her the chips and salsa.
Oh my God.
Like we were still in high school and she was going on public dates with the teacher.
Oh, see, it used to be like,
I'm telling you, the 90s were
wild. And
blurry.
that is what I'll say is like, it wasn't as like black and white back then of like, that is wrong. And that is a child.
You had adults, my teachers, my aunts and uncles were people who were high schoolers and married, right? My aunt and uncle were married at 18 and 17 and still going to high school. Yep. So that weird line, not that I condone it, was just blurred back then, for sure.
No, it was blurred. Okay, so Andrea comes in and introduces the guest speaker, Stacy Sloan. And guess what? She does kind of out Steve, and she's like, a charming guy invited me to dinner, and everyone's kind of giggling. They're like, oh, Steve, you rascal. Classic Steve trying to fuck an adult.
Yeah, calls him charming.
Yeah, calls him, like, praises him for it.
Admires his determination.
Yeah, even though he's a child.
His chutzpah.
Slutzpah. And then she goes, but I didn't tell him what I'm going to have to tell every partner I'm with till the end of time. I have AIDS.
Dong.
And then Scott comes in and he's like, what'd I miss?
So the minute it's like a millisecond before she said it, I was like, oh my God, this is an AIDS episode.
Yes, no.
Like the minute it was coming, I was like, oh, that's what this is all about. And again, no trigger warning.
No trigger warning.
At all.
No.
It's like you're getting blindsided by this PSA.
Wild.
PSAs.
It was PSAs.
And which was not just a trope. It was a necessary message in the 90s.
No, it was necessary. But also I love, it's not that she has HIV. She has full-blown AIDS.
She is dying of AIDS.
Yes.
It is a different world now than it was then. But and the interesting spin on it, and I couldn't put my head around it, was making her a heterosexual AIDS victim, which was, are they erasing the gay aspect of it, or are they trying to normalize it and show that anybody can get AIDS?
To me, I feel like it was the second one.
That part. Even women get it.
Yes, because I think, especially since the show is geared towards younger people, I think it's like anyone can get it. That's how I took it, but I could be wrong.
Or is it because the real switch, right? The moment was the fact that she told Steve no because she has AIDS, not because he's an underage child,
exactly.
Or any of that things, or it would be a conflict of her business interest.
Yeah.
But that they didn't have a horny plot line because there's no gay character to lust after the gay guy who would have AIDS.
Well, that too is they just didn't really have any.
There wasn't space for it.
Yeah, there wasn't. So I think. I mean, I'm sure it was they wanted to do this PSA, right? And like, we should talk about this. It could be helpful for young kids having sex and everything. And then I think they were like, well, we don't have any gay.
We don't want to make it gay.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want to make AIDS gay.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they were kind of like, it could happen to anyone.
Which is not the wrong message. That's a great message too.
But it is interesting because, again, if they had a gay, I mean, it's like we're like, they don't have gays, but Brandon and Dylan could have gone through
honestly, that is the whole thing. She just needs to have a sit down with Brandon and Dylan and let the whole rest of the school go home. Wasting our after school time with this fucking PSA when the two most at risk students.
Oh, that's so funny. The idea of Brandon and Dylan being the most
at risk. Well, because the other thing is, you know how gay couples like look alike?
Yes.
Well,
they're both James Dean.
They have the same fetish.
They do.
So that was my only thing. I was like, I clocked that, but I loved it.
I wondered the same thing, though. I had the same question, but I did think, I was like, I think they're doing this to show that it can happen to anyone, because it happens to a woman, too.
1,000%.
You know what I mean?
Black women have a huge, and not to get super real about it, but black women have their stats on AIDS and HIV numbers are through the roof.
Yeah.
And that has been kind of a consistent thing, too, because it comes down to access to medicine and conversations, but it's one of those things where it's like people just don't think that's who is contracting it, and also people think that PrEP exists and HIV has ended, which is also not the case. Yeah. So it is wild that this episode is 30-something years old and still very relevant.
It was ahead of its time in a lot of ways.
For that, especially tackling teen sex and putting that all in the same episode.
Exactly.
Without AIDS being the bulk. They just put it at the end.
Well, just think about the pilot. It was set up more like a family show. And now we're like sex and AIDS. You know, we're getting edgier and edgier.
But never to lose a scene, Donna with her wordless, serious acting, we're looking like, oh my God, she has AIDS.
Oh
she
my
has
God.
that face, like,
no,
oh my God,
stone face.
Yeah, it was so good.
It was
loved it.
so good. And you know, Donna's a virgin and she's not going to be giving it up any time.
Listen, not after that speech.
But she also, the woman gives the speech of like, use a condom and foam.
Yeah, which is...
And I'm like, foam?
Yes, exactly.
What kid has foam lying around?
Access to
like,
that,
okay, condom, sure, but like foam.
But I think that was an early sponge.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought.
Does it just like kill the sperm? The foam?
That part, yeah.
Okay,
I think it's like a diffuser.
Diffuser. I love the diffuser.
Who doesn't? Yeah.
The AIDS diffuser.
Yeah, don't forget to use, and Lysol. The Bishop Mansfield just said Lysol.
Lysol? Well, and Brenda is very affected by this, though. She's like, oh no, I'm in this serious relationship now. I'm thinking about having sex. My dad's yelling at me about sex.
I have AIDS. Yeah, Brenda now is contracted HIV.
So Steve goes to chat with the speaker after. He's like, I'm so sorry. And we actually do see a very sweet, authentic moment from Steve where he's like, wow, I really misread this situation. We actually see him get a little bit sincere and vulnerable in a way we haven't really.
Actually considering the woman's feelings.
Exactly.
For the first time.
And he's like, wow, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't. And my offer for dinner is still open. And they hug, even though he did lie to her and tried to smash as a 17-year-old, you know.
Well, he did just lie to her. He lied about who he was.
He
lied about being an adult.
Exactly.
All of it. Yeah. Having a job.
But what was the end game? It's like, obviously you're going to see her at the assembly and she's going to know you're not the fucking teacher.
Yeah, or gonna meet the teacher.
And if they had fucked, that would be crazy.
She goes to jail.
Yeah,
with
and
AIDS.
She's
That's not a good thing.
And Steve has AIDS.
Yeah, and now that also, yes.
Yeah.
I can say that my friend died in prison of AIDS.
Oh.
Well, I can make that joke. Exactly. Is that too dark?
Sorry. I don't think it's dark.
What? Johnny would have laughed.
Johnny would have laughed.
See, boom.
We have to laugh at the dark things.
We do.
It's the only way to get through.
Well, and that's the other thing. We used to, our favorite thing ever with Johnny in particular is that we were always a fan of like the bassist in the band, right? We liked the lurker in the corner.
Right.
And we used to our favorite thing was like a Tori Spelling joke.
Oh,
like we really shared that bond.
So then it's perfect that you brought.
Kismet.
Yeah, it is Kismet.
Aw, Johnny, he's good.
Aw.
But yeah, he obviously should have gone to that assembly.
Yes. No. Exactly.
He was absent that day.
Yes. Yeah. He was absent.
He called in sick. He was with Brenda at home.
They were listening to sad music, looking out the window.
Feeling sorry for themselves.
Okay, so cut to later. Everything's like, we've learned a lot. You know, Dylan comes by the Walshes later to pick up Brenda, and he tells Jim that he doesn't even know his dad that well, and Jim actually feels sorry for him.
So Jim is also, he has a cool head when he talks to Dylan.
Yeah.
As opposed to the guy who's trying to F your daughter.
Yeah.
But with his daughter, he's not as patient.
No, he's not. He's trying to look cool with his bros.
Again.
Putting it on the girl.
This episode is really about, there's lots of betrayal back and forth. Lots of betrayal going around.
Yep.
The only steadfasts are Kelly and Carol.
Kelly.
Well, Cindy. I know her name is Cindy, but
the
forever.
two moms
Carol.
in the
show. the two women with the most condoms.
Oh, exactly. Cindy is full of condoms and foam.
Listen, you can't trust Jim. He's out of town a lot.
Yeah, exactly. He is out of town a lot. Wait, so then Brenda comes down. Jim kind of softens on Dylan. Brenda comes down in a red crushed velvet top, and Dylan takes her to Mulholland or somewhere in the hills, and Brenda's like, how many times have you come up here with other girls? Like, she's just doing every stereotypical, oh, there they are.
Look at that shot.
Look at that. They have a dramatic talk about sex. And she asks him if he's had unprotected sex. And he's like, not recently.
Yes, great answer.
Great answer. And she's like, but have you ever? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, do you want me to get tested? And she's like, you'd do that for me? Like, how low are your standards?
Yeah, I found all that part very sus. Well, because he says something like "not lately," as though that's enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's symptom free.
Like he's like, good, I'm not lately.
Nothing itches.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Nothing
must
itches.
be good. Honestly, that's what that sounded like.
I got that.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like no rash yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, but also it's really, she's so pushy.
She is pushy.
Like
again, as soon as they get there, she's like, have you brought other girls here?
And it's that tone.
It's like, girl, you're nagging already. You've been with this guy for like a week.
I think women get fucking sidelined for lots of bullshit, but tone is something that women are particularly like marginalized for. Me with this shrill fucking voice, my comment section online on a YouTube post is all about my fucking shrill tone.
Oh, really?
So I hate to come down on someone for it as a victim of tone shaming.
No, but I think
Brenda needs to tone it down.
It's warranted. And also it's like, Brenda, like, did your mom not give you the rules, or he's not that into you? Like, you need to read a dating book because you're being way too upfront about how much you like him.
Yeah.
Like, let him chase you a little.
Too upfront about it, and also too, like, rules. Like, I like you, use a condom. Like, he's gonna run screaming.
Yeah, he's gonna...
Back to that bitch at the movie theater.
Exactly. He's
Straw
gonna run
girl.
back to the straw girl. Anyway, he says he'll get tested. She's floored. She's like, this is my dream man, you know?
STD free.
Yes, exactly. But she does say, I'm scared and we need to slow it down. I've never dealt with these feelings before. Oh. And we kind of end on the cliff there in that last shot we just looked at.
Literally on the cliff.
Yeah, we're on the cliff, but we're about to jump off into Brenda and Dylan land, baby.
They really, it's like comes in like a March wind and ends in whatever. I don't know the euphemism I'm trying to think of the metaphor. But they start off really strong, and then because they really they coax the like loss of virginity. They really play that.
Oh, they really milk it
for like that's the word I'm looking for. They really milk it for like a season or two.
Yes, they milk it for quite some time.
Is it season 1?
It's either end of season 1 or like early season 2.
Prom night, right?
It's the spring dance.
Oh, they couldn't wait till prom.
Yeah, no, they can't wait till prom.
Okay, yeah.
It's definitely this year. It's not senior year.
Because there's a lot of redemption that goes on before.
Right.
Graduation. Okay,
well, and then they have to do junior year all
over again. Yeah, well, I mean, exactly.
So
that's just it.
What would you rate this episode?
I mean, I feel like I always say 5 mega burgers, but this one was so groundbreaking. It's epic.
Yeah.
I did love the PSA aspect of it.
I did too.
It was a kind of a great way to handle that message for the time.
I agree.
The getting dressed for the date montage was really
5 burgers
clever,
alone on
that scene. But I think I'm gonna pull it back to 4.
Okay.
I was laughing a lot in this one. The overacting was killer.
So good.
But for like the juicy, it didn't have everything I wanted.
Okay.
It just didn't.
For me, I'm giving it 100 out of 5 mega burgers because we're getting into the feels. I felt like I was getting into a relationship with Dylan McKay myself. Like I probably am unwell, but I felt all the warm, giddy feelings.
I think I was there. I identified with wanting that attention and wanting attention from like a Dylan.
Yeah.
I didn't identify as a Brenda, so I didn't know how to visualize myself in their relationship.
Sure.
But I definitely wanted the drama.
Yes.
I wanted to be able to say something and leave.
That's why I love the drama.
All of that. So I think when Kelly enters the picture later, I do think I saw myself as a Kelly.
Yeah.
Just because we have the same like inconsistent skin tone.
Yeah, no, so, you know how to fix that, a wrap. The herbal wrap.
I need to wrap myself in plastic. Nina. Paging Nina. But yeah, I do. It got juicy for me because I wanted the drama.
Yeah, no, look, I just think it's like the montage, the Dylan, Brenda of it all. I agree with you. I think the PSA, although we're kind of like making some jokes because the show's always a little corny because it's so...
Well, there's a moment, I don't want to but I remember it. And I've remembered this since the minute I saw it, is where they're checking, it's a later episode in the breast cancer where they're checking themselves for lumps, and Donna says, "Aren't you glad you used Dial?"
Oh, yeah.
Which is an old slogan from a deodorant commercial from the fucking, it doesn't exist anymore or whatever. But anyway, but they were taking a serious thing and applying it to the time. So anyway, yeah, I liked this episode.
I liked it. And also Dylan's jacket, the coat, was great.
Honestly, from a fashion perspective, I'll bump it up to a 5.
Really?
I'll give them that. Because people are really...
Don't feel like you have to, just because I gave it 100.
I think I'm too hard on them. They're really... The thing is, it's solidifying. All the things are gelling.
That's why I feel like we're finally... I think that's the other thing is, to your point at the beginning when you said this feels like the first episode, I agree. I feel like they've kind of like tested the waters for 10 episodes now. And now they're settling in.
Hit their stride.
Yeah, they have hit their stride. And so I love it for that. And again, just the chemistry between Shannon Doherty and Luke Perry is like off the charts.
They were cooking with oil.
They were.
Is that the expression?
Gas.
I'm sorry. I cook with olive oil. Maybe that's why my scenes are not sustained.
Organic fresh press.
No, I can't afford
Kelly.
it.
No, but
that's right.
You know what I also liked is I did like Kelly in this. I like Kelly.
Oh yeah.
That's what's so fucked up about the betrayal is because I like Kelly all the way up until then.
They flip-flop her. They make her friend and foe.
They did.
A lot.
They did.
They don't really do that with other characters.
No.
But they give her, she betrays a lot of people.
So much betrayal.
Mainly Brenda.
Yeah.
The other thing I really want to start looking at is that Tori Spelling really rocks different hairstyles every episode and doesn't pull a lot of repeats.
No, that's what I'm saying. She's cool.
The vest count, I need to start giving her like if there's a new Tori look, a new Donna Do.
Oh yeah,
a Donna Do.
The Donna Do. They're all Donna Do's for me.
But she doesn't really miss.
She's never misses.
She doesn't miss. But it doesn't. Yeah, I still. It's giving me flashbacks of when I actually started watching it.
I love it.
I think the breast episode is the one, the breast cancer one.
I can't wait. But it was great.
Yeah, this was
exciting.
I'm so happy.
I feel like we're in the zone now. We had to weed through a couple.
Well, it's
figuring out their tone.
As soon as we see Mrs. Teasley.
Oh, then we are locked in.
It's in, yeah.
And real Mrs. Teasley, not Mrs. Teasley pretending to be the lady doing the twin
No.
study.
No. Like cast as Mrs. Teasley.
Cast as Mrs. Teasley.
Is Scott? When is should we do a countdown?
Oh yeah, we should.
What's
I'll look
the countdown to.
I think it's like
how many bullets left in the chamber, so to speak.
I'll take a look. The way they do that, again, it's a serious topic, but remember. It's so cheesy.
I remember
it's
so
like,
much.
Okay, before I get canceled, thank you so much for watching, listening. We love you. What are you guys? Are you enjoying it? What character do you identify with? And we'll see you next time on Glitter and Garbage.
Glitter and Garbage.